Back to the special edition of Hannity. The left continues its crusade to take down President Trump. Former Vice President Al Gore is calling for President Trump to resign. And some members of the mainstream media are also trying to gin up outrage and are making things a lot worse. Here's just a few of the latest examples. Watch.
I'm an optimist. I have never been as discouraged as I have been this week about our country.
Yeah, it seems that we're at a low point in American history. Last month, the president compared
Civil War
himself.
was probably a little worse. That was bad.
Well, I'm worried about what's coming.
Great Depression, pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
That was probably worse.
This is a pretty low point.
We're going to start taking down every monument that pays tribute to racists. We should probably take down every building with the name Trump on it, you know?
And yesterday, CNN's Wolf Blitzer questioned whether the Barcelona terror attack was a copycat of what happened in Charlottesville. Watch this.
There will be questions about copycats. There will be questions if what happened in Barcelona was at all a copycat version of what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia, even though there may be different characters, different political ambitions. They use the same killing device, a vehicle going at high speed into a large group of pedestrians.
And joining us now with reaction, Fox News contributor Lieutenant Colonel Allen West. Lieutenant Colonel West, you recently wrote that you found it rather odd that so many people were trying to blame President Trump for what happened in Charlottesville. Why do you feel that way?
Well, and it's good to be with you, Kimberly. What I find very interesting is that everything now has to come back to white supremacists. Everything now has to be about racism. You know, I was listening to some of the clips that you were playing. You know, a low point for me during the Obama administration, when we knew that we had a president, we had a Secretary of State, and we had a national security advisor that had abandoned Americans to die during an Islamic terrorist attack, and then they lied about it. And nothing was ever done. No one ever remembers those 4 Americans who lost their lives and the family members who were shunned. And so when I think about someone like a Wolf Blitzer, obviously he's quite delusional. He has not been around for quite some time because the terrorists have been using this vehicular attack, this terrorist-style attack, going back to Bastille Day in Nice, France, going back to what happened at the German Christmas market, going back just recently is what we have seen happen in England. So again, everything has to be about what their message du jour is right now, is everyone is a white supremacist, everyone is a neo-Nazi or Klan member, as long as they don't agree with their agenda. And what I do find interesting is that you have someone like Maxine Waters and others in the Democrat Party who so fight for Planned Parenthood, but yet Margaret Sanger was an incredibly well-known white supremacist.
Unbelievable, really. When you examine the facts and the historical record, it tells quite a different tale. And just to dovetail on, you know, your comments here, I mean, you have a lot of these jihad-inspired magazines like Inspire, et cetera, talking about kind of terrorist playbook and what you need to do. And that's been widely distributed in terms of using vehicles to commit acts of terror. So this isn't something that just fell, you know, out of the terror lap.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And so this has been something that's been going on for quite some time. And you have never heard anyone from the left really come out and condemn Islamic supremacy. When you look at the terrorist attacks that have happened here in the United States of America, you know, Fort Hood with Major Nidal Hasan is still classified as workplace violence. The President of the United States of America never said anything about the Chattanooga attack that killed 5 of our sailors and Marines on a Naval Reserve installation. When you look at Orlando and San Bernardino, there was no accepting that this was an Islamic supremacist attack or a jihadist attack. It was about gun control. So I really find it very, you know, disgusting and deplorable, the obfuscation, the dismissal and denial, because if it does not fit into their ideological agenda or their talking points, they're not going to stand up for it.
All right, yeah, obfuscation and denial, 2 of the most powerful weapons, you know, that they use. And if I can just get your quick comments on the departure of Steve Bannon, the impact you might think that it has on President Trump's administration.
Well, I think that what will remain to be seen is in the next 30 to 60 days, what will be Mr. Bannon's actions? Will he fight strongly for the administration from the outside, or will he take a different approach? And that will let us know under the terms by which he was separated.
All right, excellent. Lieutenant Colonel Allen West, always a pleasure.